Hello. I am at the library, which I don't typically do. I'm sorry if you hear the AC. It's just a little too hot to turn it off right now. I've been wanting to get into graphic novels, and I got my first one a couple years ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I've just been reading maybe one or two a year ever since. My husband's been working a lot of overtime lately, and we went on a date night last weekend and did one of our favorite things. We went to Barnes & Noble, and we spent a couple hours looking at books, except we spent the whole time in the graphic novel and manga section. And then we got some coffee, and well, before that we went to dinner. And it was just a really nice night. That's one of my favorite kinds of date nights, is when we do that. And because of the overtime, we were able to get a few books, right? And I was inspired to get some manga books because one of the booktubers I really like, her name is Ashley at Bookish Realm, and she reads a lot of graphic novels and manga. And over time, she's just kind of got into my head a little bit that I should give manga a chance as well. And I'd never even thought about manga until I started watching her channel. Graphic novels, yes, but manga, it just never even occurred to me. And so she really has inspired me to give manga a chance. Ironically, she's a librarian, and here I am at the library. She is a very thoughtful booktuber. When she talks about why she likes a book, she will actually tell you why she likes a book. I can't stand it when people say, I read this book and I liked it, and then they'll say in one sentence, maybe two, why they liked a book. Ooh, that irritates the crap out of me. I want to feel like somebody actually read a book, right? And Ashley is very deep and thoughtful in why she did or didn't like a book. And I really appreciate that. So she's kind of like me. She'll talk at length about why she likes a book. And that will inspire me to actually want to read a book or not want to read a book. And that's what I'm there for. Because of that, she's really inspired me to want to read manga books. So I go into this Barnes & Noble with my husband, and I'm looking at the manga section, and it's so hard to know which ones to get. I remember that she's talked about different ones, but I'm standing there and I can't remember which ones she recommends, sadly enough, because now I've been watching her channel for years. I mean, probably 2 or 3 years before I started this channel, which I've had this channel for, what, a year now? Yeah, a year. Just over a year. So I don't remember exactly which ones she liked, but now, ever since she kind of got into my head about manga, which was years ago, other booktubers have also talked about manga, and it's hard to keep straight who has said what about which ones. And some of them have stood out that those are good, and some of them I can't remember. I know I've heard about, but I can't remember if they're good or bad. And then some of the naughtier ones are in plastic, right? And I kind of want to read some of the naughtier ones too, because I'm an adult. And I don't want to spend that much money on a book and then find out that I don't like it. It's not like they're books that you read for very long, right? They're kind of a short entertainment situation. Now, if I were to get into a series and really like it, I don't mind so much investing the money in them, and then I can read them over and over again, kind of thing. And if I don't have the money for them, I can put them on my Christmas list or whatever. No big deal. But to go in there and spend that much money on something and find out I didn't like it really sucks. And that's what happened with the first one I bought. Didn't like it. I was like, oh, that was quite the waste of money. Now, granted, it was one book, but so that's why I'm here at the library. I had the idea, well, wait a minute. The person that inspired me to read these is, in fact, a librarian. Why not go to a library, see if I can find some graphic novels, and definitely manga, because that's really why I'm here. Check them out, take them home, read them, and if I like them, then I can buy them and buy more in the series, kind of thing. But I don't want to start up with a series by buying it. So we'll see what happens. And that's why you're here. So here I am, a woman, a middle-aged woman who happens to really be interested in anime and manga and graphic novels, that kind of stuff, who's very new to the whole thing. And I haven't checked a book out of a library since I was in college, which was a little while ago. I'm done at the library. I have a few thoughts here. Sorry, I'm trying to hold you up with my hand because this $45 car mount is a piece of absolute crap. I've tried it multiple times, multiple ways, and it had 5 stars. But I guess if you live in the desert, it's not a 5-star item. It just will not stick. So I was a little disappointed they didn't have a lot of graphic novels or manga in there. And then I was also looking for Strangers by Dean Koontz for the Thrill a Month book club. They didn't have that either. And I'm really not trying to buy more books right now. I'm trying to not spend money, you know. Didn't have a whole lot. And I need your advice. If you are a manga person and you check out books, do you check out all the books at once that they have, or do you just check out the next one that you need? Because I noticed they didn't have a lot of number ones, but they didn't have like a lot of number 1, 2, 3, that kind of thing. And so was I wrong to not get 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing? But I don't know if I like the books yet. I was going to do a quick haul in the car, but I think I'm going to wait until I can get more comfortable and sit down and show you the books. Since I can only do it with one hand, it's really hard to show you the books. I thought since I could use my car mount, I could do a quick haul in the car, but not possible with one hand. It's so irritating that this thing won't work. I just want to throw it out the window, but that'd be littering, so. But I kind of want to throw it out the window and then like drive over it and reverse. And drive over it and reverse. Have like an Office Space moment. Get out and like beat it with a baseball bat. I'm so irritated because I've been trying for multiple times now. I've tried to make it work and it just won't work. And it just, you know. I hate this thing. I just want to beat it. Do you ever feel that way about certain items? I'm sure you do. I mean, we're all human here, right? Maybe if I keep going back, I'll find number 1 in different series. But a lot of the series that I really want to try out were not even there at all. So, there's that. Oh, and this, in case you're wondering, yes, this is the Zelda. I mean, if you're here, you might be a Nintendo nerd, and you know who that is. I am surprised also at how busy this library was. It was very hard to film in there because there's so many people there. I didn't know that many people come to the library now. I didn't know that many people still read. I kind of feel like the odd man out as a reader, but it's apparently becoming more popular, and I'm very happy and excited about that. Maybe it's BookTube. Maybe it's Bookstagram. Maybe it's Book Talk. maybe we're changing the world a little bit with all the video media or whatever you call it. I don't know, but maybe technology is bringing books back. I remember for the longest time when YouTube first came out around like, oh, I want to say must have been '05 when I first heard about YouTube, first got my account, first started watching. I kept hearing, well, books are a thing of the past. You might as well buy books now because all the bookstores are going to go out of business and that's it. Books are done. And then when the Nook came out, that's it. Books are done. Paper books are a thing of the past. And I thought, because I'm not a digital book person. And boy, were they wrong, huh? Whoever decides that they know how things are going to turn out has never been correct. I've learned that in my life. They're never right. They don't really know how people are going to react to things and what people are going to want to buy, what people will want to do, how people will want to entertain themselves. I am home. My hair looks different because I went and got my hair cut, and my hair lady styled it. I never style it. I just kind of wash it and go. So this is one of like 3 days a year that my hair is down and styled. It's really only around her or after I've seen her that my hair looks like this. But I wanted to tell you about the books and what they're about. None of these books are books that I was looking for, but there wasn't a lot of selection. The first one is Judge One by Yoshiki Tanagai. Here's the cover. Envy, lust, sloth, wrath, gluttony, pride, greed. A group of sinners who bear the guilt of the 7 deadly sins has been gathered in an old courthouse to face judgment. To leave this place alive, they must offer up a sacrifice, one of their number. As the trial begins, who will the gavel fall on first? And here's what the back of it looks like. My favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies, is Seven. So the 7 deadly sins being in this book sounds pretty exciting to me. If you're not familiar with manga books, they start in the back and they read from left to right. The next book is Lost Cat by Jason. I just kept feeling drawn to this book. I don't know why. I just am. One thing this kind of sad to me about library books now is I'm not seeing a way of knowing how many times they've been checked out or anything. I checked out at a kiosk, not with a librarian. So it was kind of different. I don't know how many books I can even check out at once. Like, nothing was explained to me. I just got my library card, and which I was able to pick out the kind I wanted, which I thought was kind of cute. But I have 3 weeks to read them all and bring them back. But it doesn't have that old school front on there with all the little stamps, and you can see how many times it's been checked out or anything. It does have one stamp on there. I'm assuming maybe that was the first time it was checked out. Here's one thing that irritates me. They put this right over the description of the book. A private eye named Dan Dillon, a missing woman named, and then the rest is covered up. So I don't know. All I know is there's a missing woman named something. And then down below it says, the deadest of deadpan humor. Jason's cartoony, utterly affectless characters interact in ways that are horrible, hilarious, and sad, often at the same time. And it's just kind of got that. Do you remember Morris the Moose? It kind of reminds me of that kind of artwork. Just this weird, basic artwork that I kind of find appealing. And just the fact that there's a lost cat, I just wanted to read it. Who knows? We'll find out if I like it or not, but I was drawn to it. The Sacrifice of Darkness by Roxane Gay, Tracy Lynn Oliver, with Rebecca Kirby and James Finner, sorry. Once again, they put it over the part that I would have read, so I won't read that part. Follow the journey of two young adults, Joshua and Claire, each individually shaped by the day the sky went dark, but drawn to each other because of it. Coming of age in this new landscape, they will be forced to confront and challenge notions of identity, guilt, and survival as the darkness grows around them. When fear threatens to envelop all hope they have left, the two discover that love, family, and finding the true light in a world seemingly robbed of any will guide their way forward. I have kind of a pull towards books about dystopian books, especially when there are two people who are surviving it together. I kind of feel like that's what life is like in general. Like if you could find someone to get through life with, right? Whether it be a friend or a mate or a family member or something, if you have someone to help you get through all of this, you know? And so I think that's what drew me into this book. And then the last one, Sleeping Beauties. A bizarre sleeping sickness called Aurora has fallen over the world. Its victims can't wake up, and all of them are women. As nations fall into chaos, these women, still awake, take desperate measures to stay that way, and men everywhere begin to give in to their darkest impulses. Meanwhile, in the small town of Dueling, a mysterious woman has walked out of the woods. She calls herself Eve and leaves a trail of carnage in her wake. Strangest of all, she's the only woman who can wake up. Huh. I didn't even read the back. I just saw it was Stephen King and thought, all right, we could do that. Right now, one of the books that I'm reading is a graphic novel by Joe Hill. So it just seemed fitting to pick up a Stephen King graphic novel, which I didn't even know Stephen King was doing graphic novels. Now I know. Are you a graphic novel or a manga fan? And if you are, which ones do you like? Let me know. Tell me your recommendations, please. Since this is something that I'm interested in getting into, I would love to hear your input. If you have any ideas on books that you think I would like, or I guess series that you think I would like, since these are usually series, right? Is there such, I guess that's another question. Is there such thing as, I know there's some graphic novels that are standalone. Are there mangas that are standalone? I don't even know. I'm sure there must be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I hope that you're having a wonderful summer and you're having a wonderful time reading this August. Happy reading. Bye.